Before June 3rd at 7:07 p.m., your family will learn a truth that changes everything. Archangel Michael says this is the moment you were born to face. Before June 3rd, exactly 7:07 p.m., a moment marked in the heavens long before your first breath, the veil will lift. A truth, sealed in silence and shadow within your family line, is rising, a truth that has waited generations to be spoken, and now it approaches with divine force. I, Archangel Michael, speak not as a distant figure, but as a sentinel of your destiny, the one who stood guard at your soul's gate when the world could not recognize your calling. This is not just a time. This is the time. A spiritual seal is breaking, and with it, what has been concealed shall be revealed. Not all will be ready to witness what comes. Not all will embrace what truth brings. But you were born for this. You were chosen, anointed, and called not merely to survive it, but to stand in the eye of it, unshaken. The atmosphere is shifting. In the spiritual realm, a trumpet has already sounded. Echoes of it are reaching the natural realm, through glances that hold too much, through silences that stretch too long, through tension felt in the marrow of your bones. Yes, there's a knowing in you. Even now, you sense it. Something is about to break open. But do not rush. Do not react. Instead, be still. Stillness is your power. Inner silence is your shield. It is in the hush of the spirit where my voice resounds clearest. You must draw away from the noise, from distraction, from false comfort. For what is approaching is not a conversation. It is a confrontation, spiritual, ancestral, personal. And your posture will determine what it unlocks in your lineage. This is not for everyone. This word will bypass the distracted, the disbelieving, the dismissive. It will land only in the hearts of the awakened, those who have heard the whispers in their dreams, those who have felt the heat behind closed doors, those who carry questions that no one has dared answer. You who have wept in secret, you who have seen the inconsistencies and swallowed your truth, you, the spiritual disruptor of your family's cycle, this is your hour. The truth is coming, and it will not knock. It will not wait for permission. It will come like fire to dry grass, sudden, consuming, and impossible to ignore. Some will deny it. Some will fight it. Others will try to twist it. But you will recognize it. You will feel it in your spirit before a word is spoken. You will know, because this is the very confrontation you were prepared for in wilderness seasons. This is why the betrayals happened. This is why isolation had to come. This is why you've been spiritually trained in the dark. So when the hour strikes, your soul will not flinch. This is not just a family moment. This is a divine unveiling. Heaven had been aligning time, people, and energy for this specific revelation. Watch closely. The ones who've spoken the least may know the most. The ones who act normal may hold the weight of buried truth. And while others panic or pretend, you must stand rooted. Not out of pride, not out of anger, but because you are the lighthouse in this storm. Your stillness will speak louder than their fear. This is the moment the Spirit has whispered of. This is the moment your inner knowing has rehearsed in the silence. This is not coincidence. This is covenant. And I, Michael, stand with you. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. The time is no longer coming. It is here. And what happens at 7:07 p.m. on June 3rd will echo through the bloodline, through the soul line, and through the eternal line. I am not speaking in symbols. I am not offering riddles. I am Archangel Michael, and I have come with a clarion call to summon you into alignment with what heaven has already decreed. This is not the hour for delay. This is not the hour for denial. This is the hour for divine confrontation. A spiritual interruption has already begun. Have you felt it? The disorientation in time. The feeling that days stretch unnaturally or rush too fast. The memories that have surfaced uninvited. The dreams that feel more like warnings than comfort. This is time folding. This is the spiritual fabric of your generational narrative being pulled open. A long-buried truth, a truth your ancestors whispered of, a truth that has shaped behavior, reactions, silence, and shame, is coming to the surface, and it carries weight. You are not watching a coincidence unfold. You are standing inside a summoning. This moment was foretold in realms you do not remember, but your spirit does. In the presence of the Almighty, your name was marked for this. Marked for this truth. Marked for this rupture. Marked for this reveal. Others were placed around you who would try to hide it, delay it, or distort it. But you cannot be deceived anymore. You were sent to confront what others escape. You were sent to break what others bowed to. The family is not prepared, but you have been prepared in silence. You've been strengthened through rejection, trained in stillness, conditioned by unanswered questions that were not denial, but divine redirection. You've endured spiritual conditioning through abandonment, heartbreak, displacement. Because this hour, this very hour, demands more than mere human reaction. It demands the weapon of heaven, revelatory presence. Your discernment is your sword. Your silence is your shield. Your stillness is your strategy. Even now, the atmosphere around you has changed. The invisible realm is vibrating. Some in your family have already felt it, that subconscious unease, a friction they cannot explain, that sudden tension in conversations, in body language, in glances quickly averted. Something is stirring beneath the surface. Something they've tried to keep beneath the surface. But spiritual law has overruled human secrecy. There is a divine court in session, and the verdict has already passed. You are being summoned not just to witness truth, but to walk through it. This will not be whispered quietly behind closed doors. This will not be neatly packaged for convenience. This will be raw. It will be disruptive. It will dislodge false identities, sever false peace, and disturb every comfort that was built on illusion. But hear me. You will not be shaken. You will not be lost. You will not be destroyed. You were marked for this. Heaven has watched you. Angels have circled you. I, Michael, have drawn my sword on your behalf in battles you never saw. The warfare around your name was not random, it was preventative. The enemy knew that if you ever came into full alignment with the truth of your calling, nothing in your bloodline could stay hidden. Nothing toxic could remain tolerated. Nothing cursed could continue unchallenged. This hour is not about pain. This hour is about power. A divine confrontation is unfolding, not to tear you down, but to awaken what's been buried in you. You carry the keys to the deliverance of your family's spiritual timeline. You are not merely a member of your household. You are the spiritual pivot point for the household. Your presence will demand alignment. Your posture will activate clarity. Your restraint will summon heaven's response. So I say again, prepare yourself now. This is not about who is right or wrong. This is about what is real. The real pain. The real betrayal. The real history. And the real you. The one heaven sees. The one hell fears. the one your family doesn't fully recognize yet. But by June 3rd at 7:07 p.m., they will. You will not need to scream. You will not need to argue. You will not need to defend your knowing. You will only need to stand. And when you do, the heavens will release a sound only the spirit can hear. The sound of a chain breaking, a veil lifting, and a name being restored. This is not by accident. You were marked for this. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Something is off, and you felt it, haven't you? You don't need confirmation from another voice to validate what your spirit already knows. The tone has shifted. The air is different. The energy in your home, among your family, now carries weight it did not before. It is subtle but suffocating. It is quiet, but loud to the spirit. You have walked into rooms where conversations died the moment you entered. You have caught glances that carried secrets and felt the heaviness of words that refused to be spoken. You are not imagining this. You are discerning it. Someone knows something. Maybe more than one. They carry knowledge like fire under their tongue, afraid it will consume everything if spoken aloud. There is a truth simmering beneath the surface of your family dynamic, and its presence is beginning to fracture the illusion of peace that has been held together by silence and secrecy. What's been hidden is no longer content to stay hidden. You've asked yourself, why am I feeling this so strongly now? Why are emotions swelling so violently beneath the surface when no one has said a word? Why do your dreams feel like echoes of things no one has told you, yet feel as if they belong to you? Why does your heart react to half-truths like they are whole betrayals? Because the truth is already in motion. It's already moving. And your spirit, aligned with divine timing, senses it before the words come. There's a betrayal that has lingered in the shadows, perhaps not in action alone, but in omission. The kind of betrayal that hides behind politeness and smiles, behind family dinners and casual calls. It has taken shape through avoidance, through hesitation, through decisions made without your knowing. Someone is afraid of how you will respond. Someone is afraid that your knowing will unravel what they've worked so hard to keep controlled. But I, Michael, say this to you. Their fear is a prophetic sign of your authority. They know, even if they've never said it, that your knowing changes things. That when you see clearly, the illusions crumble. That your truth has weight and your presence has pressure. The family dynamic has adjusted itself around your potential awakening, hoping you'd remain in comfort, hoping you wouldn't feel the urgency, hoping you'd question yourself long enough for the moment to pass. But the moment has not passed, it has arrived. And this is the tension you feel. This is why conversations are stilted. This is why calls are shorter. This is why you're not told everything. You've noticed inconsistencies. You've caught lies cloaked as concern. You felt the shift from war to watchfulness. Because they sense what heaven already confirmed. You are the vessel truth is moving through. They may not say it out loud, but they feel the pull of something sacred around you. Something confrontational. Something holy. Have you not wondered why your emotions have felt like waves, crashing, rising, falling without cause? Have you not noticed that familiar faces now feel foreign, that familiar places now feel haunted by unsaid words? That is not your imagination. That is divine disturbance. That is heaven agitating what has been comfortable in life so that it cannot rest anymore. You were born into this line to break the spell of secrecy. You were born to disturb dysfunction. You were born to challenge the choreography of silence that has passed from one generation to the next. You are not here to keep the peace. You are here to reveal the truth that brings real peace. Yes, there will be resistance. Yes, some will be offended by your clarity. But remember this, those who fear the truth are those who've benefited from the lie. And yet, you will not have to force it. By June 3rd, the weight of what's been hidden will become unbearable. A word, a message, a confrontation will break through. A silence will shatter. And you will feel the shift in the spirit before it happens. This is why heaven has stirred your heart now. To prepare you. To stabilize you. To remind you that this is not chaos. This is clarity forming. This is not destruction. This is divine disruption. Your role is not to control the moment. Your role is to perceive it. To be the one who doesn't react but sees. To be the one who doesn't attack but discerns. To feel the quake and remain still. You are not here to be shaken. You are here to be the unshakable witness to what heaven is unsealing. This emotional unraveling is not punishment. It is positioning. You are being aligned for revelation. And the discomfort you feel, that is the tension of transformation. That is the sound of old alignments breaking and divine clarity taking form. You are not losing control. You are gaining sight. Let them fear your knowing. That is not your burden. Your burden is obedience. Your burden is courage. Your burden is truth. And when the moment comes, and it will come, do not fear the reaction of man. Fear only the delay of obedience. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more revelations, powerful updates, and spiritual guidance as we walk this journey together. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is now flowing to your bloodline. Hear this now. What you are facing is not just emotional friction. It is not just a disagreement. It is not just a rough patch in the family line. No, beloved, this is spiritual warfare clothed in the garments of relationship. This is not a misunderstanding. It is a battleground. The tension you feel in your home, the destruction rising like smoke from long-buried coals, is the symptom of something deeper, spiritual resistance. And I, Michael, the Archangel of War, declare this without hesitation. This is not just your family's conflict. This is heaven's confrontation with what has gone unchecked for too long. You are not fighting your family. You are standing as a divine line in the sand against ancient agreements made in silence, in pain, in compromise. The enemy has lived too long in the comfort of your family's patterns, bitterness passed off as boundaries, secrets passed off as protection, came passed off as tradition. But now it ends. And it ends through you. This is why the enemy has tried to wear you down before the moment arrived. He has sown confusion, fatigue, distraction, and doubt into your life like seeds, hoping to delay your awakening. But he has failed. You are rising now. And in your rising, spiritual clarity is forming. Hear me closely. The battle is not against flesh and blood. That cold response, a subtle jab, that omission of truth, they are symptoms, not the source. The real battle is spiritual. And in this conflict, you must choose your weapons wisely. Emotion will not win this war. Reaction will not shift this atmosphere. Only discernment, stillness, and alignment with heaven will break what is binding your bloodline. There are watchers in the spirit, angels assigned, witnesses positioned. They are recording how you respond. They are not measuring perfection. They are measuring posture. Will you react from the old place, from the wound, from the ego, from the craving to prove? Or will you respond from the spirit, in silence, in clarity, in divine timing? Because this is not a breakdown. This is an activation. This tension was allowed by heaven. Yes, allowed, because nothing hidden can be healed until it is exposed. You prayed for healing. You prayed for freedom. You asked God to reveal who was for you and who was against you. Did you not think He would respond? Did you think He would send an angel without first shaking the atmosphere to reveal what was concealed? You asked for clarity. Now clarity comes, not in the way you expected, but in the way that transforms. This fracture is not the end. It is the forge, and your calling is emerging through it. You do not need to fear what's being said in rooms you are not in. The truth is not confined to gossip. The truth is backed by God. And when heaven is involved, every whisper becomes a witness. Every accusation becomes a stage for vindication. This is a test, not of them but of you. Heaven is watching to see if you will rise in spirit or sink into the same patterns that kept generations silent. Your reaction is not just your own. It echoes across your bloodline. Angels are measuring your response like a prophecy. Will you stay still when provoked? Will you discern instead of defend? Will you protect your peace even when truth cuts deep? Because this is where maturity is made. This is where the mantle is measured. And heaven will not waste this moment. This fracture is not random. It is precision placed by divine intelligence. Every discomfort is intentional. Every shift is calculated. You are being spiritually sculpted through this moment. And in the breaking of the old, the new you is being born. This is your proving ground. When you keep your peace, heaven moves. When you hold your tongue, angels war. When you refuse to react with the flesh, your spirit becomes a trumpet. And in that sound, hell trembles. In that silence, God speaks. Let them speak in circles. Let them cast blame. Let them wrestle with their own discomfort. You stay grounded. You stay hidden in the shadow of the Almighty. You stay armed with discernment and clothed in grace. Because the throne room is watching. And in the Spirit, your faithfulness is being recorded. You may not see the impact yet, but trust me, I see it. Heaven sees it. The crown is being polished. The robe is being fitted. The authority is being increased. This moment was not sent to break you. It was sent to confirm you. Your anointing was always controversial. Your peace was always provoking. But now the confrontation reveals your true rank. And now, all of heaven and hell know what you carry. And you will not back down. You were born to stand in the fracture. You were born to carry the truth when others collapse under the weight of it. You were born to outlast the lie and usher in the legacy. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now sealing your household with divine order. Listen closely. A moment is forming, and it is closer than you think. You may feel it already, a spiritual pressure, subtle yet suffocating. The sense that something is about to happen. A word is hanging in the air like thunder before the strike. A confession is pressing against someone's tongue. A secret is reaching the edge of exposure. And by June 3rd at 7:07 p.m., the pressure will no longer hold. This is not a guess. This is not a possibility. This is prophetic inevitability. Someone is on the edge. Someone in the family, whether in blood, marriage, or long-held proximity, is holding something they can no longer contain. They've tried to hide it. They've rehearsed silence. They've buried the truth beneath justification and fear. But now, something stronger is rising. Divine timing is catching up with human suppression, and the truth will erupt. Be warned, emotions will not ask for permission. They will pour out like floodwaters breaking past a dam that has held too long. The silence in your family has become too loud, and the weight of it is unbearable for those who have kept it in their hearts. Someone is about to speak, and when they do, what has been hidden will not come out clean. It will come out raw. Do not be deceived. This is not merely a family moment. This is divine orchestration. The Spirit of God is allowing what's been suppressed to surface, not to destroy, but to deliver. Deliver you. Deliver your household. Deliver your bloodline from the grip of generational deceit. And yet, this deliverance will not come quietly. It will test loyalty. It will expose alliances. It will confront the false agreements made in silence. Heaven is alerting you in advance, not so you can stop it, but so you can be positioned when it comes. You must not react. Let me say that again. You must not react. When the explosion happens, when the words fly, when the pain bursts forth, when the family feels like a battlefield, you must stay in divine stillness. For this moment is not about your defense. It is about your discernment. The Holy Spirit is preparing you not to speak, but to see. See beyond the volume. See beyond the emotion. See into the source. Because behind the chaos, a strategy is at work. A spiritual pressure has built over generations, and you, beloved, are standing at the point of release. The enemy has tried to provoke you. He wants your reaction. He wants your flesh. He wants you to say what cannot be unsaid, to move without instruction, to fight without wisdom. But this time, no, this time, you will not fall into the trap. Silence is your sword. Observation is your armor. While others lash out, you will listen. While others spin, you will stand. While others descend into drama, you will ascend into discernment. Because this moment belongs to God, and your restraint is what unlocks the heavens on your behalf. Yes, it will be tempting. The flesh will want justice. The ego will want clarity. The child within you may want answers that never came. But I, Michael, urge you, do not react from your wound. Respond from your spirit. Do not try to fix what heaven is intentionally shaking. Here is a plot forming behind the curtain of conversation. A decision is looming, one that may impact the course of family relationships, inheritance, structure, or reputation. Do not fear this. Do not try to preempt it. Instead, step into divine surveillance mode. Watch what is said. Watch what is not said. Watch who speaks first and who stays silent. The Spirit will highlight every detail. Heaven is preparing you to see the full board, not just your side of it. And know this: you are being protected, even when it looks like you're being excluded. Every word aimed at you behind closed doors, every scheme whispered out of your presence, is being monitored by angelic scribes. Nothing is hidden from the courts of heaven. No lie escapes divine notice. No manipulation grows on measure. The weight of these actions is accumulating, and the scale of justice will tip in your favor. But only if you stay postured in truth. This is your final warning before the break. June 3rd, 7:07 p.m. Something will be said. Something will be revealed. A truth will break open that will not be able to be buried again. And in that hour, your silence will thunder louder than anyone's rage. Your stillness will strike deeper than anyone's argument. Because you will not be standing alone. You will be standing with heaven. Do not try to control the conversation. Do not try to shift the moment. Let it come. Let it shake. Let it reveal. And know, this is the contraction before the birthing. This is the shaking before the settling. This is where what is real survives and what was false falls away. If you feel the spiritual weight of this message and want to help us continue to bring truth, deliverance, and divine insight to more lives, consider supporting through a super chat, super sticker, or super thanks. Even $10 makes a powerful impact on this mission. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Be sure to subscribe for more prophetic messages, spiritual strategies, and divine revelation as we prepare together for what heaven is unfolding. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1010 is now shielding your emotions and aligning your discernment. Be still now. Be still and know that heaven fights for you. You do not need to swing your words like weapons. You do not need to explain yourself into exhaustion. You do not need to defend what God has already confirmed in the course of heaven. Be still, because the storm that's coming is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to reveal what could no longer remain hidden. And your stillness, it is not passivity. It is positioning. It is spiritual warfare in silence. It is divine agreement in action. I, Michael, the Archangel of the host, speak to you now with clarity and covering. The safest place you can be in this hour is not in explanation. It is in alignment. Not in reaction, but in reverence. Not in resistance, but in reliance on the one who goes before you and surrounds you with fire. You have nothing to fear, for the angelic host has been stationed. Heaven is not reacting to what's unfolding. Heaven initiated what is unfolding. And now, your only responsibility is to hold your position in peace. While others panic, you will remain calm. While others unravel, you will be covered. While others manipulate, you will move in wisdom. Repeat after me. I am covered. I am calm. I am collected in the spirit. Let these words settle into your bones. Let them echo in the halls of your mind when anxiety attempts to creep in. Let them guard your soul when the confrontation begins. Because yes, the confrontation is coming, but not for your defeat. It is for your divine definition. And when it arrives, your stillness will speak volumes to those who thought you needed to prove yourself. You do not need to chase rumors. You do not need to correct every false perception. Heaven has already seen every angle, every motive, every whisper. And heaven does not sleep. God has positioned angels around your dwelling, not just your home, but your emotional territory, your mental clarity, your spiritual integrity. You are encircled by divine beings who war on your behalf when you choose restraint over reaction. And in that silence, you will hear the voice of the Lord like never before. The next few days are not for argument. They are for ascension. Pull away from distraction. Turn down the volume of opinions. Stop rehearsing what you'll say if they say this or that. That's not your posture. Your power is in consecration. Your strength is in the quiet places. Fast if you must. Sit in sacred stillness. Anoint your space. Guard your gates, your eyes, your ears, your thoughts. Because when the moment comes, you will not be caught off guard. You will be prepared in power. You are not alone. Even when the house feels hollow, even when others pull away, even when confusion tries to make you feel abandoned, you are not alone. Angels are near. I am near. The Spirit is hovering over you like a shield. This is not isolation. This is divine insulation. You are being hidden in plain sight, covered by the Almighty, untouched by the fires others are about to walk through. Why? Because heaven honors your obedience. Your silence is your offering, and your offering has been accepted. Do not fear the fiery words of man. Do not internalize curses spoken in anger. They hold no power here. I say it again. They hold no power here. No accusation, no label, no outburst, no manipulation can pierce the covering that surrounds you. The name of the Lord is your strong tower, and you are sealed within it. You are not the Tari. You are the testimony. You are the one being elevated while others flail in chaos. Your assignment is simple. Stay quiet, stay close, stay clean. Do not soil your spirit with arguments. Do not tangle your soul in family drama. Do not let the toxicity of others pull you out of your clarity. You were built for this. You were sent into this family line not to mirror dysfunction, but to break it. And you break it not by fighting, but by refusing to engage where the Spirit has not led. The coming days are sacred. They are strategic. You will feel tension, but you must not touch it. You will feel provoked, but you must not respond. Because every time you choose stillness over struggle, heaven moves on your behalf. Let them wonder what you're thinking. Let them misread your silence. Let them talk. You're not staying quiet because you're weak. You're staying quiet because you've already won. This is how the Lord fights, through those who trust Him enough to stay still when the storm is loud. And trust this. Vindication is coming. Clarity is coming. Breakthrough is coming. But first, the stillness. Let the stillness form a shield around your soul. Let it remind the enemy that your peace is not negotiable. Your posture is prophetic, and your silence is not void. It is vibrating with heaven's voice. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 444 is now surrounding your mind, heart, and home with divine calm. You are not who they remember. The version of you that once stayed silent to avoid tension, that bent under the weight of guilt that was never yours, that tried to earn love through appeasement, that version has died. That version was buried in the fires of betrayal, disappointment, and spiritual awakening. And in its place has risen the true you, refined, empowered, unshakable. They will speak to the old you, but they will be forced to confront the ascended you. You are no longer responding from the wound. You are operating from the well of wisdom. You are no longer walking on eggshells. You are walking in heavenly alignment. You are no longer seeking permission to exist fully, because heaven has already issued the command, "Rise." I, Archangel Michael, have stood beside you as you were stripped of illusions, detached from old roles, and pulled through painful awakenings. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Prepared to become the divine disruptor of a generational cycle. Prepared to carry the mantle of the revealer. Prepared to show the world what heaven looks like when it rises inside a human soul. And now, you rise. You rise not from pride, but from purpose. You rise not with vengeance, but with vision. You rise not with rage, but with radiance. Your countenance has changed. Your words now carry weight. Your presence now shifts rooms. What once intimidated you now only ignites your discernment. What once broke you now builds you. You are not weak. You are warforging. They tried to bury you in silence, but you were a seed. They tried to define you by your past, but your identity is anchored in heaven's future for you. You are the exception in the bloodline. You are the turning point, and your very breath is an interruption to everything that has ruled your family line through manipulation and false alignment. You do not owe explanations to people who cannot comprehend your evolution. Your opinions are rooted in a history that no longer applies. They will try to remind you of who you were, but heaven is revealing who you've become. Let them be confused. Let them talk. Let them struggle to categorize you. They will fail. Because what God is doing in you is not for human labels. What God is building in you is not for shallow validation. What God has forged in secret is now being unveiled in power. You are not walking into this moment the same. When June 3rd arrives, and the words come, and the air shifts, you will be standing in a different spirit. Not defensiveness, divine awareness. Not fear, fierce discernment. Not retaliation, royal restraint. Because this time, you are not shrinking. You are shepherding truth into a space that has long denied it. The false identities they placed on you, the black sheep, the dramatic one, the outsider, those were weapons of spiritual suppression. But now those labels are burning off. The fire they meant to use against you has refined you. The pressure that was meant to silence you has crowned you. Your power is undeniable. You are the divine echo of prayers never spoken. You are the answer rising through the ashes. You are the one marked to confront without being consumed. You are the one sent not to fit in, but to break open what has been bound. And you no longer need anyone's approval to know you're called. So walk into this moment, with authority, with peace, with power. You are not the same. You are divinely different. Type "I am empowered" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 555 is now crowning your identity with divine strength. Hear this clearly: what you are going through is not your undoing. It is your unlocking. Everything that has felt heavy, confusing, and chaotic is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to position you. There is a reason the confrontation is arriving at 7:07 p.m. on June 3rd. That moment is not random. That hour is not accidental. That precise time is the divine opening of a spiritual gate. And what will be spoken, or revealed, will serve one purpose: to activate the mantle you were born to carry. I, Archangel Michael, declare this truth now. The pain in your family is not pointless. It is prophetic. There had been a spiritual inheritance locked in your bloodline. Not just material blessings, but mantles, missions, and spiritual governance that has waited for someone willing to walk through pain to unlock purpose. And that someone is you. That person who felt out of place. That child who noticed the silence in others' eyes. That soul who has always heard more than was said. You are the one. The moment of eruption will be painful, yes. Truth always is, when it's been denied for too long. But it will not destroy you. It will not drown you. It will deliver you, and in doing so, it will deliver generations tied to your obedience. You are not just confronting dysfunction. You are confronting a spiritual stronghold. One that has used fear, secrecy, shame, and silence to bind families in cycles of spiritual paralysis. But God has heard the hidden groans of those who could not break free. And through your obedience, a line is being drawn in the spirit. The old regime is falling. The new year is rising. And heaven is watching it unfold with sacred precision. This confrontation is a coronation. They will see anger, confusion, division. But the spirit realm sees something else. a robe being laid across your shoulders, a scroll being handed to you, a heavenly whisper calling your name, not as you were, but as you truly are. You are being entrusted with a role not based on age, status, or human approval, but based on divine authority. What others see as weakness, heaven has marked as worthiness. What others saw as rebellion in you was actually the refusal of your spirit to conform to inherited bondage. You are not the rebel. You are the remnant. The one heaven planted like a seed in a broken line, so something new could finally grow. What you're walking through is proof that the anointing on your life could no longer wait. God allowed the confrontation because your calling is now impossible to delay. This is a prophetic shift, not just in you, but in your entire bloodline. What breaks in this hour will echo forward. Children unborn will feel the ripple. Patterns that have held your name in delay, spiritually, emotionally, financially, will lose their grip. Why? Because pain has met purpose. Because your obedience is unlocking access. Because God is honoring every tear, every restraint, every silent prayer, every moment you chose peace over performance, silence over shouting. A mantle is being passed through the fire. It may not come with applause. It may not be announced out loud, but it will be felt. You will know it by the weight in your spirit. You will feel a shift, not in others but in yourself. A deeper calm, a new clarity, a strange authority you didn't feel before. That's not just maturity. That's spiritual ascension. You're no longer trying to earn your place. You've been given your role. You are now carrying what your lineage cried for. And your name, your real name, is echoing in heaven. Not the name they called you in gossip. Not the label they whispered behind your back. But your heavenly name. The one connected to your calling. The one tied to your territory. The one that demons recognize and angels respond to. That name is being written on heavenly scrolls. That name is now active. You are rising not in revenge, but in revelation. You no longer need to explain your presence. You no longer need to convince anyone of your calling. You are stepping into what cannot be denied. You are not being promoted by people. You are being promoted by purpose. And what once intimidated you will now become your testimony. Your family pain is not a mark of shame. It is the proof of your promotion. So lift your head. Let the truth come. Let it break whatever it must. Because what God is building in you cannot be broken by the weakness of others. Their fear cannot cancel your authority. Their delay cannot stop your destiny. Their confusion cannot touch your clarity. You were born for this. You were chosen for this. You are ready for this. If this message resonates with your spirit and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more prophetic revelations, spiritual guidance, and divine insight crafted just for your season. Type "I receive my mantle" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1717 is now awakening your divine inheritance. You cannot run from this. Not now, not ever. You may have tried. You may have prayed for peace, for normalcy, for distance from the fire. But every time you stepped away, something in your spirit kept calling you back. That stirring in your chest, that unrest in your bones, that is the sound of destiny refusing to stay silent. That is the vibration of heaven pulling you forward into a moment you can no longer delay. This is not a detour. This is your divine appointment. The confrontation you're facing is not a distraction. It is the final gate between who you've been and who you are becoming. This moment, this fracture, this eruption is not just about family truth. It's about spiritual transformation. What's being broken open is not just dysfunction. It's your next level. You cannot go around it. You cannot pray it away. You must walk through it. Because on the other side is everything you were born for. I, Archangel Michael, tell you now, heaven is not waiting for your perfection. Heaven is waiting for your yes. A simple yes. A surrendered yes. A yes that says, I will not shrink. I will not hide. I will not apologize for what I carry. Because what you carry is holy. What you carry is disruptive. And that's why hell has fought you so hard. Not because you're weak, but because you're wired to disrupt cycles. This is not just about knowing truth. It's about becoming truth in the midst of falsehood. You don't just reveal what's wrong. You model what's right. You don't just point out dysfunction. You embody deliverance. That's why your presence has always been unsettling in places where secrets were comfortable. You are not ordinary. You are an intercessor in motion. And now, your motion must match your mantle. You must engage. This is the time to rise in faith, not fear. To speak when Spirit leads. To declare out loud what heaven has whispered in secret. You've waited for the right time. This is it. You've waited for the right words. They're already in you. You waited for validation, but what heaven has validated, no man can veto. This is where your obedience becomes the catalyst for divine movement. Begin declaring it now. I am chosen. I am ready. I am unafraid. Let your spirit hear your own voice speak alignment into the atmosphere. Begin journaling what you sense. Begin declaring protection over your space. Begin interceding, not just for yourself, but for those still blinded by the patterns you are breaking. There is power in your participation. Do not wait until the confrontation to become who you are. Be that now. Wake up in that identity. Pray in that posture. Walk into rooms with the awareness that you are not there by accident. You are there by appointment. This is divine strategy. Every conversation, every glance, every delayed phone call, every strange tension. It's all aligning like chess pieces moved by the invisible hand of God. Your spiritual participation is not optional. It is the key. And this is why the enemy has fought you hardest in your energy, in your confidence, in your consistency. Because if he can keep you distracted, he can keep you delayed. But not anymore. This moment demands your full attention, your full presence, your full fire. You don't need anyone's permission to move in your anointing. You are not here to prove. You are here to pierce through confusion with clarity. You are not here to defend. You are here to demonstrate. Your very existence in this moment is an act of resistance against every generational agreement that said, this is how it's always been. No. You are the until now in your family story. Everything aligns when you obey the divine cue. This is your cue. This is the divine nudge. This is the angelic trumpet sounding in the spirit. You've been waiting for confirmation, and now confirmation is speaking through confrontation. The fire is not against you. It's forging you. The silence was not rejection. It was recalibration. The pain was not punishment. It was preparation for this precise moment. Don't shrink. Don't stall. Don't second guess. You've been chosen, marked, watched, tested, preserved. Now walk in it. Your destiny is not coming. Your destiny is now. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 222 is now accelerating your steps into divine action. There is more happening than you can see. While your eyes are focused on the natural, the conversations, the silences, the tension, the glances, another realm is moving in complete orchestration. A divine transaction is underway. And whether you realize it or not, your name is on the scroll. While others sleep, while others gossip, while others avoid, the throne room of heaven has remained active. Angelic scribes are not waiting for man's permission to record what matters. They are already documenting your restraint. They are measuring your posture. And I, Archangel Michael, stand among them as a witness to what is unfolding behind the veil. A silent exchange is occurring. A divine shift. A trade not made with words, but with obedience. Every time you chose peace over performance, it was noted. Every moment you withheld retaliation, it was recorded. Every tear you cried in silence, every breath you took instead of speaking out of frustration, every prayer you whispered under your breath in fear and reverence, it counted. In the spirit realm, your restraint has become currency. Your submission to heaven's timing has triggered motion on your behalf. Every ounce of emotional warfare you have walked through was not for nothing. It was pulling something forward. Something precious. Something powerful. You've not been wasting time. You've been trading in silence. Trading fear for favor. Trading wounds for wisdom. Trading betrayal for boldness. Trading the past for the prophetic future that is now racing toward you. And this is why you've been restless. This is why you felt spiritual pressure even in moments of stillness. Why sleep hath been interrupted. Why your dreams have felt like warnings, like messages, like signals. Because your spirit is awake to what your mind can barely comprehend. The divine exchange is underway. This is what happens when heaven begins to return what was stolen. This is what happens when spiritual inheritance starts pressing back into place. Heaven is not negotiating with the enemy, heaven is reclaiming. And you are part of that reclamation. Every piece of your identity that was hidden behind shame, rejection, or confusion is now being reordered. Heaven is not asking for permission to restore you. Heaven is declaring it. You are being given back what was taken, and more. But this return doesn't look like riches. It looks like revelation. It looks like peace where there was torment. Boldness where there was fear. Your action where there was fog. You are being recalibrated not just for emotional comfort, but for spiritual assignment. The exchange isn't material. It's mantle. You are receiving in the spirit what will soon manifest in the natural. Your awareness is increasing. Your discernment is sharpening. Your presence is becoming more magnetic. That is not coincidence. That is what happens when heaven starts to equip the call. And you, chosen one, are being equipped in silence for an assignment that will speak volumes. You've been sensing this for weeks now, maybe even years. You felt the pull. You couldn't explain it. The sudden weeping, the spontaneous moments of worship, the divine discontent with the old way of doing life. That wasn't instability. It was the invisible invitation to participate in heaven's blueprint. And now that blueprint is being revealed. Not all at once. Not loudly. But in divine measure. One layer at a time. One revelation per moment. This is why you've been hidden. This is why certain doors didn't open. Why certain people turned away. Because you were being protected during the transaction. You are not behind. You are not late. You've been moving on heaven's rhythm. even when you didn't understand the beat. And now, the shift is nearing completion. There will come a day, soon, when someone will look at you and not recognize you. They will feel the weight of your presence before you speak. They will sense the authority in your silence. That's because the exchange will have been completed. Mantle will have fully rested, and your assignment will begin to flow without resistance. Do not doubt what you've endured. It has all been accounted for. Even the moments you thought no one saw, heaven saw it all. And I say this with clarity and divine honor. You are being restored, not in pieces, but in full. Type "I receive divine restoration" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1313 is now sealing your spiritual exchange. Justice is not coming. Justice is already in motion. Heaven has seen it all. Every word whispered in your absence. Every action plotted under the guise of family concern. Every decision made to exclude, discredit, or disarm you. None of it has gone unnoticed. And I, Archangel Michael, declare this truth with the force of heaven. What they thought was secret, God already exposed. They thought you were vulnerable because you were quiet. They thought your stillness meant surrender. They mistook your silence for weakness, not knowing that your silence was the battleground where angels were already engaging on your behalf. While you waited in prayer, justice was being initiated in the unseen. And now, the reversal begins. This is not petty vengeance. This is not revenge through human hands. This is divine reversal. Heaven's version of justice does not just correct, it restores. It does not merely expose, it elevates. It does not just vindicate your name, it prepares a table in the presence of your accusers. You will not need to lift a finger. Your only role now is witness and walk forward. God has begun flipping the script. Quietly, powerfully, irrevocably. The conversations that once excluded you will now revolve around your clarity. The alliances that tried to discredit you will begin to dissolve under their own corruption. The voices that mocked your discernment will suddenly fall silent, not by your doing but by divine intervention. This is what happens when God reverses the assignment of hell. What once was meant to humiliate you will now be the foundation of your honor. You didn't chase justice, and that's why justice is chasing you. You didn't defend yourself, and that's why heaven is speaking so loudly on your behalf. The same mouths that formed lies will be the ones that confess your truth. The same hands that tried to block you will witness your release. The same eyes that rolled in judgment will watch in stunned silence as God unfolds your reward. This is not random. This is righteousness in motion. Here is a holy flipping occurring. A reversal of roles, a rearranging of influence. And it is already underway. Someone who mocked your absence will now be struck by your presence. Someone who overlooked your value will now be unsettled by your elevation. This is what it looks like when heaven honors a life of obedience. You obeyed in secret, and now public favor is coming. You remained faithful in the fire, and now you will walk untouched through it. You surrendered outcomes, and now God is controlling the narrative in your favor. This reversal will not be loud, but it will be undeniable. It will not be vengeful, but it will be just. Because the same God who allowed the silence has now initiated the sound of reversal, the sound of restitution, the sound of divine recompense. Your story is not ending in exile, it's shifting into exaltation. And I say this with all authority given to me by the Most High. Your vindication is not just for you. It is for every generational soul bound in silence, every child taught to suppress, every ancestor who prayed but never saw the breakthrough. Your victory is intergenerational, and the reversal has already begun. Be careful how you respond in this hour. Your stillness was your weapon. Do not trade it now for words that heaven never gave you to speak. You do not need to explain what God is about to demonstrate. Let them wonder. Let them watch. Let them witness what favor looks like when it comes without apology. You are not just being restored. You are being recognized. Heaven is echoing your name in places you didn't know you were remembered. Rooms you thought you were locked out of are now being opened. Not by man's key, but by heaven's authority. Because your posture under pressure activated a reversal that no one can block. You remained quiet. Now heaven is loud. You remain faithful. Now God is fulfilling. You remained honorable. Now favor is finding you. This is divine justice. This is spiritual reversal. And it has your name on it. If this message confirms what your spirit already knew and you'd like to help us continue spreading divine insight and prophetic truth, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your support helps us bring more high-impact content straight to those who need it. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for ongoing spiritual guidance, prophetic direction, and revelation crafted for such a time as this. Type "I am vindicated" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 888 is now unlocking justice in your favor. And now, it is done. The veil has been lifted. The moment that once seemed distant is now near. The truth that once trembled in hidden places is now thundering toward its appointed hour. Before June 3rd at 7:07 p.m., a divine convergence will occur, one that alters everything. But hear me clearly. This moment was never sent to break you. It was sent to birth you. I, Archangel Michael, have walked with you through the silence. I have guarded you through the shift. I have stood beside you as truth moved beneath the surface of your family, as the weight of secrecy pressed against the walls of legacy. And I say now with finality, you are ready. You are ready for what will be spoken. You are ready for what will be revealed. You are ready to stand in the truth, not as a victim, but as a vessel. You were not called to collapse under this. You were called to carry it with grace, with fire, with stillness. This is not the end of your story. This is the opening of the real chapter. The chapter where your identity is no longer borrowed, but embodied. The chapter where your silence becomes sacred proof of wisdom. The chapter where you are not trying to prove, but simply to be. Fully, authentically, anointedly. So I bless you now, not with mere words, but with divine assurance. May your spirit remain calm when the air begins to shake. May your discernment sharpen like a sword of light. May your words, if needed, flow only from heaven's breath. May your silence speak louder than argument. May your presence disarm darkness. May your posture align with your mantle. You are sealed for this. You are seen in this. You are sent from this. And when the dust settles, and the voices calm, and the silence echoes once again, let it be known. You stood. You did not fold. You did not run. You did not fall back into who you used to be. You stepped forward in holy fire, because this is the moment you were born to face, and now heaven watches as you walk into it. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 000 is now completing your cycle and launching your next.